Is our boy Brian Flores being blackballed by the NFL? Now, I'm going to keep it real, man. As a Minnesota Vikings fan, I am okay with what is going on right now. Because obviously, we want Brian Flores on our team. I know I do. I want him as the DC on our team, okay? Because he took a defense that was horrible. I'm talking about damn near the worst defense in the NFL, came in, made a couple little changes, didn't really have that many tools to work with, and he made them look like world beaters for a really extensive time of the season. Now, the last couple weeks of the season, you can say, hey, it went back to Ed Donashell looking type defense. But at the end of the day, we got riddled with injuries. There was just a lot going on. The whole morale of the team, starting quarterback down. I mean, there was a lot of adversity. But the truth of the matter is Brian Flores came in and definitely changed the tempo. Okay, he did that. He made an impact. You call him an impact coach because you brought him in, and in year one, you could see the difference. And the difference was just really, really good. So, shout out to Brian Flores. Now, I say that to say there's a lot of people getting hired out here. All these teams are out here filling their head coach vacancies, and our boy ain't getting no call, man. Like, for real, Brian Flores isn't getting any calls. Now, for the ones who don't know, obviously, Brian Flores has a lawsuit against the NFL. So I know that that's probably one of the reasons. At the end of the day, he has a job with us. So it can't be that it's stopping him from getting a job. I just think teams don't want to bring that distraction in because it's still active. I don't think they've came to a settlement yet. So maybe that is the case. And that could be the case. And some teams could argue that that's a good reason because they want to win and they don't want any type of distractions. They rather bring something new in. And you also have certain teams that are looking more for an offensive-minded coach. And I said this when we hired Brian Flores, and he started playing good. People were down on Kevin O'Connell. People were like, hey, just move Brian Flores to the head coaching job. The truth is this. Brian Flores has had his opportunity to be a head coach. He did, all right, in Miami. For the ones who don't know, he coached Miami Dolphins, and he did okay. All right, he wasn't the best coach in the world or even in the race to be the coach of the year. He did okay. He has his really good thing. He has his things, his tendencies that he's really good at. But then there's also things where he may struggle, and it was definitely shown in Miami, although he did bring that team up. And then you got the whole story of maybe why they weren't winning as much games because the owner of the Miami Dolphins was offering him money or, allegedly, you know what I'm saying? All this is allegedly. All right. We don't know the facts yet, but again, that's what came out. But it does hurt me. It does bother me a little bit that no team is reaching out to a guy like Brian Flores, even for an interview. All right. Even for an interview. Now, I know when the interview started, there was a lot of people, including me, saying, hey, the Patriots might be a good landing spot. Now, I can agree, like Patriots, defense, going from a Belichick to a Brian Flores. He worked with Belichick before. But think about the situation that happened when Belichick texted Brian Flores for the Giants job when Dave already had the job in the bag. He already had a job in the bag. He congratulated Brian Flores, and it was a mistake, and that whole scandal came out. Like, there's just a lot of stuff surrounding Brian Flores that's kind of fresh, and I think that might be the reason why this year isn't the year. Although it could be a case of also the NFL blackballing him as far as a head coaching gig. And, the coaches organization get together, have their meetings and stuff. And maybe his name's floating around like, hey, let's maybe stay away from that this year. Let's let that die down a little bit more, being that it is so fresh. It's only a year removed. And, maybe next year, maybe 2025, because I'm going to tell you, I think that Brian Flores, in my opinion, is going to take a big leap forward. He's actually going to have another offseason to be able to see and watch film of what he did, how he ran the operation. And now he can say, okay, I need to put a piece here. I need to put a piece here. We need to go do this, that, and the third, Kwesi. And I think Kwesi's going to be there at his disposal. We can't put everything into the defense, although our offense looks pretty good when you consider the weapons we have, and you can maybe add another piece or two in the draft just to add some accent. But at the end of the day, the defense is the main focus besides a quarterback, okay? And I do believe that Brian Flores is going to get a lot of help this offseason when it comes to adding talent to that defense. So it's going to be a big year for BFLO, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, the NFL next year isn't going to be able to deny Brian Flores. Like, he should be getting interview after interview after interview because every year there's going to be jobs available. And I think Brian Flores deserves it. I get some of these other teams trying out new things, new rookie coaches that have never been a head coach. They want to give them a shot because the past 5 to 6 years, that seems like the trend, and it's been working for the most part. You know, these offensive coordinators are coming in and becoming pretty decent head coaches. So I get it. I get the NFL going with the trend. I get certain franchises going with the trend, but don't play with our boy Brian Flores. But I say that to say, man, the silver lining, we get to keep him. So we not mad at it, but we got to talk about it. You know what I mean? Let me know how you feel, man. Do you think the NFL is blackballing our boy Brian Flores? Or do you think he might have just told everybody, hey, look, I want to be with the Vikings. This is where I want to be. My kids love Justin Jefferson. My kids love being here. It's just what it is. Let me know how you feel. Appreciate y'all tapping in. Holla at your boy.
Yeah, smooth summer, who running? I hear them talking, but they ain't gonna do nothing. Celebration, I might have a toast with you. I'm feeling good, I'm feeling great, I'm terrific. We ain't taking no losses, we winning. Undefeated, check the percentage.